All right, so I'm just going to go over our letter. So we've been reading the book Letters from Hillside Farm, which is part of our history from our National Geographic reading unit. And we've been talking about how, sorry, I'm grabbing my letter, what it's like to be in 6th grade and who we are. And we're going to share this with letters to people at Canyon Rim. Again, we talk about how it's hard to be home alone and how we miss our friends and family. And what I want you to realize is that you are not the only people who have to go through this. There are people in senior homes. They can't even have family visitors because their health is at such risk. And I want you guys to just take the time to realize what a blessing it is to even be able to go to the store or to have the gift of mobility and to be able to move around. And so by sharing letters with the families and the residents at Canyon Rim, I'm hoping it helps us get some perspective as well as share us with them a little bit of what it's like to be in school right now. So I put up my brainstorming list because I talked about this. Our first topic was me, and I talked about my dog and living in Bailey and living in Dye Valley. I do not live in my dog. That would be gross. She's disgusting. She stinks. So I live in Dye Valley, and I have a dog named Bailey. And anyway, so I just wanted to share. We wrote our second paragraph about what it's like to be in school. And then today, my favorite, I get to write about my hobbies. I get to write about maybe drawing and art. I actually hung up a mobile that I built with my 6th graders from last year, an origami mobile that's hanging up at Canyon Rim. And so I could talk about that, or I could talk about chores or cooking. And I think I'm actually going to talk about my favorite thing to do, which is cooking. Cooking is by far the one thing that brings joy to me, even when things seem more impossible than you can imagine. So I'm going to write about cooking. Just a quick brainstorming. On my brainstorming list, I talked about how I've catered and I like to cook Asian food. I'm actually going to do some catering even this weekend. I get to cook for a lady who's having her birthday, and it's an opportunity for me to thank her for just getting an opportunity to cook for people, and I enjoy it so much. So I'm going to write about my hobby. You guys can insert your hobby, or if you want to write this letter and just kind of follow along, you're more than welcome to. This year, no, I'm not going to say this year. So I'm just going to reread my letter. I can't remember what I said. Dear Canyon Rim resident, my name is Faith and I attend Maupin Middle School. I am 43 years old and still in 6th grade. I live in Dye Valley with my husband and my dog Bailey. Boy, I sound like a really old 6th grader. I have lived here for 9 years, but I have lived in many other places, even Montana. Maybe you can share a little about yourself with me. This year in 6th grade, we are doing our classes online because of COVID-19. I use a computer to take classes, and I even check out library books from my computer. I can't wait to see everyone in class, but for now, I like visiting on Zoom and seeing everyone's pets. I also love being with my family. I should have asked, and I am going to add this. I meant to add this, so I meant to say, what was 6th grade like for you? Question mark. And I meant to write that, and I'm glad I went back over and read this. A point of a letter is to share a little bit about yourself, and then for them to share about them. You want letters where you can communicate and ask how things are going. So in this next paragraph, I am going to start off about my hobby. So I'm going to say, one and I indented. So indenting is leaving a space before starting in. One of my favorite hobbies is cooking. And actually for others. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like to cook. If I'm by myself, I'll eat a bowl of cereal or have a piece of toast. But if I get to cook for other people, it is one of my favorite things. So one of my favorite hobbies, is cooking for others. I loved cooking with my grandma and my dad. I was given my grandma's mixer and cookbooks when she passed away. I have cooked for the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. And I have also cooked for a Grammy, which I think that might actually need to be a capital now that I think about it. I think a Grammy is the name of an award. A Grammy Award winning artist named Esperon. I don't know if it's ESP. Yeah, ESP. ERAN. Esperanza Spalding. My favorite food to make is meatballs. and spaghetti. Meatballs. Yeah, that is. And spaghetti. Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food? There we go. So I'm going to read it to double check. One of my favorite hobbies is cooking for others. I loved cooking with my grandma and my dad. I was given my grandma's mixer and cookbooks when she passed away. I have cooked for the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, and I have also cooked for a Grammy Award-winning artist named Esperanza Spalding. My favorite food to make is spaghetti and meatballs. Is meatballs and spaghetti. Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food? And so that's my letter for today. And tomorrow I'm probably going to write about one of, what was the other thing? The other thing that I wanted to talk to them about is chores. I want to know what kind of work they did. Like, obviously I have chores around the house, but I'm wondering what their chores were like when they were younger. All right.